Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Six Shot on the Six Shot Gaming Channel, and I am back with another SoulCalibur 6 what to do with breakdown vid for y'all. And this time, it's all about Groh. So, excuse me for not having this guide out quicker. I have gotten an Elgato now, and I'm trying to learn how to edit videos and so on and so forth on the PC instead of using my PS4 share factory and so on and so forth. So excuse that. But anyways, let's get moved on with this video. So the first thing we're going to be talking about with Groh is Groh's AAA. Groh's AAA, all three hits is a high attack, so it is duckable. But they are horizontal attacks, so you cannot sidestep these moves. AAA, well, especially AA is his 12 frame punish. So you're going to be using this a lot to like interrupt people, or also you're going to be using it to punish people. And it got some pretty decent range. And the first two hits is jail, and the third hit of the AAA is it doesn't jail at all. So if your opponent gets hit, they're able to react and block the third hit of the A. They also able to duck. No, if the opponent gets hit by the AA, they're not going to be able to duck at all, but they still will be able to block. But they stuck in frame advantage where they're not going to be able to duck if they was to get hit by the first two hits of the A. But if they block the first two hits of the A, they will be able to duck. So, but I think I'm showing right here. You can't duck the third hit if you get hit by it. So just keep that in mind. Also, there is a gap in between the first two hits and the third hit, so you can easily do something like a GI or a reversal edge and so on and so forth to beat the gap. Another thing is normally a lot of characters on counter hit will be a counter hit combo. With Groh, this is not the case at all. This move is not a counter hit combo at all. So even if you hit the counter hit, the third hit will never connect. So keep that in mind. So the next move we're going to be talking about is Groh's forward A. Groh's forward A is 16 frames, and it's a high attack. And it has a follow-up, AA. The second hit is a mid attack. So you gotta be careful if you find against a Groh and you're trying to like whip this move out, because the second hit can hit a crouching opponent. So just be aware about that. So this move is pretty good. It's pretty okay. It's a horizontal attack, so horizontal attacks is pretty good, and it can catch your opponent off guard if they trying to do something in between the first two hits and so on and so forth. And there's a little mix up in it, but we're gonna talk more about it. But if your opponent tries to attack in between the first and second hit, they will get hit with the second hit. So you gotta be aware about that. Another thing about this move is a counter hit combo. But since there is a gap, if your opponent blocks this move, they can critical on reversal edge or GI in between the gap. So you gotta be very aware about that. Also, going back to Groh's AA, like I said earlier, the third hit can be GI'd, so just keep in mind of that as well. I just want to show you a physical, like you know what I mean. Anyways, moving on. So going back to what I was talking about. What was I talking about? All right. So like I said, the move can't be interrupted from going from forward AA. And another thing about this move, if I'm going to showcase it, I'm not too sure what I'm doing right now because I recorded clips a little earlier. But another thing about this move is that you can hold forward the transition into the Avenger stance. Now, I don't know why I'm taking so long to show you this. What am I doing? Okay, so another thing about this move, that this move is 100% safe. I don't know why it took me so long to get to that. But yeah, this move is 100% safe. So it's a good move to throw out there since it's 100% safe. So you could do GI post shenanigans after that, so on and so forth. And like I was talking about the transition to the Avenger stance, if you press forward A and hold forward, you could go into Avenger stance. And then if your opponent gets hit, you get a guaranteed triangle BB after that. But anyways, moving on. The next move we're gonna be talking about is Groh's down forward A. His down forward A is 16 frames. The only thing about it is it's punishable. But it does hit sidesteppers, even though it doesn't look like it goes all the way around to hit someone that's doing an 8-ray run. But it does hit sidesteppers both ways, so it's okay in that regard. And when I get back to saying that this move is punishable by 10 frames. So only certain characters could punish this move, like Taki, I believe, Raphael, Sophita, I think Shaolin, or whatever her name is. I don't even know what her name is, but y'all know who I'm talking about. These characters could punish Groh if he used this move, but almost everybody else cannot punish Groh, so then you could go for GI shenanigans after that, and so on and so forth. But against these characters, you could be punished, so just be very, very aware about that. So moving on, the next move we're going to be talking about is Groh's down A. Groh's down A is 14 frames, and it high crushes, but it's like, as I'm showing, you have to do a certain move to get the high crush out. As you see, I'm trying to high crush a move after doing moves where I'm not so much negative on, but I'm not able to high crush. But as you can see, you could do something like this that obviously is going to high crush. And another thing about this move is 100% safe. So you don't got to worry about getting punished after using this move. But it is -6, so your pressure is pretty much going to stop from there. So moving on, the next move we're going to talk about is back A. Back A is pretty good. Let me check out the frames on back A. Back A is 30 frames, so it takes a while to come out. But it does have some sidestepping properties in it. Also, back A has a transition to Avenger stance as well. So you could transition to Avenger stance, and if you hit with back A, you get a guaranteed BB follow-up. Also, as you can see, you can do a situation like this to avoid your opponent if they're doing a vertical attack, and you can use back A to like sidestep out the way. But if they go with a horizontal attack, they're going to hit you. So I don't really use this move like that to try to be evasive. But anyways, moving on, the next move we're going to talk about is jumping A. His jumping A is 100% safe, and it's a horizontal, so of course it's going to hit sidestep A. Then we got his crouching A. It's almost the same thing as his down A, just crouching. Then we got Wild Rising A, and his Wild Rising A has a transition as well into the Avenger stance, and you do this by you hold forward and you go into the stance. And if this move was to hit, like all the other moves that goes into Avenger stance, you get a non-interruptible on BB or K after that. But if it's blocked, you can get punished. So just be aware about that. So moving on, we're gonna be talking about his vertical attacks, and the first vertical attack we're gonna be talking about is Groh BBB. The startup frames of it is 14 frames, and they're mid. All 3 hits is mid. The first 2 hits is, let's see, how can I say it? The first 2 hits is a natural combo. The third hit is you could block, so you could get hit by the first 2 hits. The third hit you could block, but also if you block the first 2 hits, you can't really interrupt. Like if you try to press a button or GI blocking the first and second hit, you will get hit. So you gotta be very, very careful about that. But going back to the third hit, the third hit is so slow that you could GI or reversal edge it. Also, you could 8-ray run the third hit as well, so you could block the first 2 hits and then 8-ray run out the way and avoid the third hit. So that's always a good tactic to use against this move. So just keep that in mind. So like I said, you could easily avoid this move by 8-ray running. So moving on from there, if you was to block all 3 hits of this move is 100% safe. So you got to do something against this move. You got to GI it, you got to step it, or something. Because if you just block it, then you're not punishing your opponent from a very punishable string. So, moving on, you got your 4 BB. And this move is probably going to be the main move you're going to be using a lot during your game. It's a forward advancing mid. It's a mid-mid. And it's a natural combo. And it transitions into your Avenger stance. And if it hits, you get a uninterruptible BB or K. You obviously be reversal edge or GI after that, but if you're not, then they gotta eat a mix up. And if they just sit there and block, then you got a low out of this stance as well. So, and the K is a low, but you got more damage and low out this stance that hits sidesteppers as well. So you gotta really worry if you get hit by this move. You can't really press buttons after that. You gotta really respect your opponent and just basically read what they're going to do after that. But one thing about this move is the opponent blocks this move is punishable. So you gotta make sure you punish this move. Also, another thing, even if they transitions into the Avenger stance, you can still punish your opponent. So be very careful about that. But this move is only punishable by 10 frames, I believe so. But so you have to check your opponent after this move is blocked. But 12 frames is not going to be able to punish this move. But if they was to go into the Avenger stance, they can easily knock you out of it if you block this move. Or if your opponent blocked this move, so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind as well. So, moving on, we're going to be talking about his down forward B. His down forward B is his standard launcher. It is, let's check. Down forward B is 18 frames, so it's pretty fast for a launcher. Only thing is that this move is punishable. This move is like 16 frames punishable. So some characters could get a launch, some characters can't. So just be careful about that. So right now I'm just showing you the examples of Taki's punishing Groh down for a B with a 14 frame punish and with a 16 frame punish. Anything after 16 frames will not be able to punish this. And I see a lot of people online do not punish this move at all. So you can't let Groh get away with that. Another thing is, from max range, this move is really hard to punish. So you also gotta keep that in mind. So moving on, we're going to be talking about Groh's down B. Groh's down B is a mid, is a vertical, and is a high crush. Kind of like down A, but it's a vertical. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but it does do more damage than down A, but it just doesn't have the tracking of down A. So, anyways, moving on, we're going to be talking about Groh's down back BB. Groh's down back BB, let's check the frames, it's 22 frames. And the first hit is a low, the second hit is a mid. So you have to block this low mid. But you could just block this standing. You could get hit with the low and block the second hit standing. But if it hits as a counter hit, it's a counter hit combo. So you're pretty much going to get hit if he hits counter hit. So just keep that in mind. Another thing about this move is, am I going to show the safety of it? Alright, so we're going to be talking about, oh yeah, so this move is 14 frames unsafe as well. So if you go against a Groh player and they use this move and you end up blocking the mid, you got to punish this. You got to make sure you know your punishment. So it's 14 frames punishable, so don't let Groh players get away with this move. So moving on, we're going to be talking about Groh's back B. Groh's back B is 22 frames, and it has some evasive properties to it, but not as much as Groh's back A, but he does take a little back step, so it's an okay move. It's +4 on hit, and it's safe on block. So, and this move is one of his lethal hit moves, but it is only a lethal hit. when you hit the opponent on the back, and I will showcase that later in the video. But yeah, this move is 100% safe, and it's okay. I don't really use this move as much when I play Groh, but yeah. Moving on, we're going to be talking about Groh's jumping B. Groh's jumping B, if it's a mid, it's a vertical, and it low crushes, and if it hits, it causes a knockdown. Now, the only thing is, you don't really get anything much guaranteed. I guess you get a stance cancel. Like, you could just manually go into stance and do whatever from there. But yeah. So moving on to Groh kicks, we got his standing kicks. He got his regular kick. And the frame on his regular kick is 12 frames, so you can use it as a punish, but you might as well use AA. Then you got his forward kick, and it's a high, and it's 10 frame punishable. I didn't showcase that here though. And that is 16 frames. And it causes a knockdown, so if the opponent get hit by it, I guess you get like any type of mix-up you want from there. Then you guys down forward kick, and this is 14 frames. It's safe, so you don't gotta worry about getting punished. And if you hit counter hit, you get your more plus on hit if it hits counter hit, and it does more damage, of course. So it's a good fast mid interrupter. So yeah. So moving on, you got his down kick. His down kick is 16 frames. It's pretty quick. It's a good poke. It's negative on hit, so it's not that great, but it does high crushes, so yeah. Next, you got his down back kick. It's probably the best kick out of all his kicks. This move is 24 frames, and it's a high, sorry. And on counter hit, it knocks down, and you're neutral if you're on hit, and counter hit gives you a knockdown. And then you have his back kick, and this is his only kick that's a backing move. It's a horizontal. And it's 22 frames, it's pretty quick, and it's 10 frames punishable. So, then you got his jump kick. His jump kick is nothing too special. I try to see what it does on counter. It's just a low crush. So it's a quick low crush move. So I guess that's okay. So, moving on, we're going to be talking about his dual button moves, or his double button moves, like A plus B.
Scarlet Sleeve!
So, A plus B is Scarlet a break attack move, and it has a transition. Scarlet Sleeve! And if it hits, you get a combo like so. And this move is 38 frames, so it takes a good while to start up. But on block, it gives you +4 on block. So if your opponent blocks his move and you go in Scarlet Sleeve, I'm not even showcasing that right now. Put it to block and put it to attack. So if your opponent blocks his move and you go into Scarlet Sleeve, you can interrupt. Well, you can interrupt your opponent with this break attack and then an A, or you can interrupt your opponent with a defender stance and go into your DB. And your opponent cannot interrupt you at all, so he's a guarantee. So they gotta play a defensive game
Scarlet Sleeve.
But you can't go into
Scarlet Sleeve.
Low attack out of the defender stance. So
Scarlet Sleeve.
But yeah, it's a pretty good break attack. It's not the best break attack, but it got some things to it. And yeah.
Scarlet Sleeve! Don't move!
I don't know. I look like I'm just doing that I look like I'm just showing that you can't interrupt it. But yeah.
Scarlet Sleeve!
Oh yeah, and then if your opponent blocks the break attack and they respect you or try to GI after, and if you're in an Avenger stance, you have another break attack move out of your Avenger stance. So you could catch your opponent off guard with that as well. And I think I'm going to show this.
No mercy!
Alright, so anyways, moving on to the next one, we're going to talk about a forward AB.
No
mercy! Forward A plus B.
No mercy!
24 frames. And
no mercy!
mid, and if
no mercy!
the Avenger stance, right? So this move is pretty good. It's a horizontal, so it's gonna catch sidesteppers, but it is 24.
No
so it's
mercy.
And another thing is
No
you go into the
mercy.
Avenger and your opponent blocks, they are able to interrupt you. Anyway, move is punished.
No mercy.
So, you just gotta be careful about that. And if it hits, unless it's a counter hit, you're not going to be able to get much but Oki after that. So the next one we're going to be talking about is down A B. And down A B is a low break attack and it's 46 frames and it's +4 on block. And this move is slow on startup, but it has tremendous range. So it makes up for it being slow on startup for being a very good high crush and having really good range, but your opponent can easily react to this, but it can't sidestep it because it is a horizontal, and they forced to block this, and they can't GI as well because it's a break attack, so they forced to block. And if they block this move, you're +4 frames, so you can do whatever wild state or whatever you want after that. So that's really good. So it's one of his better low moves. So I advise you to abuse this because your opponent can't really get away from this. They have to, if you're up close and they don't hit you out of it, they have to block it. So it's a very good meta tool. So the next move we're gonna be talking about is Groh's back B plus K. No, sorry, back B plus B. And this move is 34 frames, it's safe on block.
Damn it!
Ring out.
And it's a launcher, and it has some high crushing properties as well, like some evasion, whatever, how you say it, evasion to it.
Too slow.
Has some evasion to it if you set it up properly. So that's a good move to use. It's not the best launcher, but it's okay. It's okay. So what I'm gonna show
Too slow.
Separate.
A storm's coming.
Combo into Groh shenanigans and so on and so forth. So that's it. And it has a whole bunch of pushback. Plus one is already safe, and then it has a lot of pushback. So you could do shenanigans there, like so and so. Won't try to block, so on and so forth. So it's a pretty good move. The only thing is it's linear, it's a vertical, so you can easily sidestep it. So if your opponent is 8-way running a lot, they could avoid this move and punish you. So just be very careful about that.
Rue, your weakness.
So the next one we're gonna be talking about is Groh's up A plus B. Groh's up A plus B is a 36
your weak.
No, it's not.
Scarlet Sleeve.
Up A plus B is 24 frames. And is
Rue, your weakness.
but it's like a mini
Rue,
launcher,
your
and you have a
weakness.
transition as well. If you hold
Rue,
forward,
your weakness. A storm's coming.
and your opponent is like they can't see what you're gonna do when you're in an Avenger stance. So this is one of the good tools with Groh, where if your opponent has to, it's a good Oki tool. So once you do this move,
Rue, your weakness.
Most of them have to like block low. They have to guess basically. They can't really react on what you're gonna do next. So it's pretty good. But like I said, I don't really use this.
Deploy.
You're gonna be
Separate.
more so in combo. So you know the B plus K moves. He got his Adventure stance. And B plus K. We'll more about that later. And he has his forward B plus K. His forward B plus K is 26 and it automatically goes into his Avenger stance. So even though the banner says only it's -8, it's safe. It's not because it automatically go into the Avenger stance. So they can punish you out.
No mercy.
And it's a launcher as well.
No mercy. Roar for me. Arendar.
Like this. And I think I just showcased that A plus B.
Guillotine Eclipse!
Go forward A plus B.
Guillotine Eclipse! Guillotine Eclipse!
Moving on.
Guillotine Eclipse!
So down, B plus K is unblockable, and there's not much to say about it. It's a vertical unblockable, so you can sidestep it. And whenever you do down or down forward or down back, B plus K, you're always going to get that input for the unblockable. So keep that in mind. So, moving on. Next move we're going to be talking about. I think this is back to the forward B plus K. So, as you can see, it is punishable. This forward B plus K is punishable. I don't know why I went away from that. I went back to that, but I'm just showcasing right now. It's punishable. The most you can do, even though you're in an adventure stance, you can sidestep, but if your opponent tries to retaliate with A attack, which is hard not to, you can get hit. But let's see if I showcase it right here. Anyways, moving on. So the next move is his back B plus K, and his back B plus K is a very long range mid attack. And this move, let's see if I can hurry up and get the frames on it. This move is 26 frames, is safe on hit. Only thing is about this move is it's a vertical, so it can easily be sidestep. But if your opponent blocks the move, then you're safe, and it gives tons of pushback back. So as you can see, with shenanigans, so on and so forth. So if you're going against a Groh who uses this move and you block it, you gotta be very, very careful on what you do next after you block this move. So keep that in mind. So next, you got his up B plus K. His up B plus K is mainly used for combos, but in the neutral, it is a high crush. So, but I wouldn't use it at all outside unless it's in combo. So I wouldn't recommend you to really throw this move out there. But you can use it on the Oki for Oki as well. So
take
that type of way. So yeah. So moving on, we have his 8-way runner moves, and the first one we're gonna talk about is forward AA. This is a high mid, I believe. And then you have his 4BB, which is mid, and these two moves kind of complement each other. Because if you try to sidestep one, you throw out the other, and they get hit by it. If you try to duck one, you get hit by the other. So it's pretty good moves. Then you have his full forward K, and his full forward K is a launcher, and is one of his better runner moves. It's definitely unsafe on block, but it high crushes, which is kind of crazy to believe. So it got some good high crush properties. It gives you a very high launch for one of your more damaging combos. So yeah, that's always good. Then you got his forward A plus B, and this move is a mid. It's a vertical, so yeah, but it got some good range on it, and it's safe on block due to the pushback. Then you have his full for B plus K, and this is one of his stance transition moves. And if you hold forward, you could go into your adventure stance, but if this move is blocked, you could easily get punished. So if you try to at least follow up from there, but if your opponent tries to attack with a vertical, you could sidestep after the adventure stance. But yeah. So go on to punishment. The forward AA is punishable by 12 frames. So keep that in mind. But BB, full forward BB, 8-way run BB, is safe, I believe. It's punishable by 10 frames. So if you have a 10 frame punish, if you're playing a character with a 10 frame punish, you could definitely punish this move. And full 4K is punishable by 14 frames, I believe. So, and another thing about full forward AA and 4-4-BB is that you could GI the second hit of these moves. So you gotta be very, very careful. But your opponent gotta be kinda on point to GI the second hit of those moves. But it is definitely possible. So next we're gonna be talking about his sidestep and A-way run move. So down down or up A is a horizontal attack that gives you a mini combo. As you can see, that was the combo you could do. And his sidestep B is a vertical hit. It gives you a lethal hit if your opponent whiffs a strong vertical attack. So yeah, and I'll showcase that later. Then you got a sidestep K, and his sidestep K is basically his down back K, and it's pretty much all the same properties. It's the same on hit, on block, and on counter hit it knocks down. So it's pretty much a sidestep version of his down back K. So yeah. So moving on to his 8-way run back move. So back A is a high horizontal attack that has a auto GI built in it. So it auto GI high attacks and vertical attacks, but it loses out to kicks. So not high attacks, sorry. It auto GI's horizontal attacks and vertical attacks, but it loses the kicks. So keep that in mind. So a good setup would be this. If I'm on point, if you know they're gonna follow up with something like a slower horizontal or mid attack around 14 frames after certain stuff you do, you could do something like this. And it's also a lethal hit as well, I believe. Is it a lethal hit? I mean, I'm bugging. No, it's just a GI hit. So, or is it a lethal hit? Let's watch it one more time. Anyways, moving on. So, moving on. Now you guys back B, and his back B. Oh, it causes a knockdown on hit, and it's a pretty powerful vertical attack, and it has some evasion to it. He does like a little back swing, like a back step before he did the move. So one thing about this move is if it's blocked, it forces crouch, and it's also plus frames after that. So Taki's Wild Rising BB is 12 frames, and I'm able to trade with my 14 frame mid kick. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And since it's forces crouch, you could dictate the pace with this move, and you could basically react to what you know your opponent has in a arsenal out of the full crouch game. So yeah. So the next move we got is back K move. Is back kick is a low crush, and it gives you a little stun, but nothing is guaranteed, so you just have to play the Oki game from there. Another thing about this move is that after you do this move, you're in a full crouch situation, so just remember that. So moving on, you have his back B plus K, and this move is a horizontal attack, and this move is mainly used in combos and ring out situations. As you just saw, you can easily hit your opponent with a ring out with that move. It knocks down, it does some damage, and it has some range with the ring out as well. I didn't showcase it here, but it's really, really good. Now I think I'm going back to show you that the back kick attack, you're in a full crouch situation. So if your opponent tries to do any type of highs, you could punish them with your full crouch. I mean your Wild Rising mix-up game. But if your opponent obviously does a mid, they could easily beat you out. So, and then the move is unsafe. It can be punished by mid attacks, fast enough mid attacks. So keep that in mind. So now we're going to be talking about that Avenger stance. So the Avenger stance could be accessed in many ways. I showed you pretty much all the ways you could access to the Avenger stance.
Deploy.
But yeah, by yourself you can do B plus K and activate the Avenger stance, and then you have some followers from there. You got the B follow up, which is a mid hit,
Separate.
and BB is a 2 hits, and it's a natural combo. And if you press B by itself and hold B, you're gonna go into 1 hit and back into the Avenger stance. BB makes you leave the Avenger stance. Another move you have that keeps you in the Avenger stance is the kick, which is Avenger stance kick, and it's a low hit that's horizontal, and it keeps you in Avenger stance. Now, moves that takes you out of the Avenger stance, you have this low spinning move that I just showcased, and that's a low. It's a natural hit. It's a natural combo, and you do that by pressing the A attack. Then you have Avenger stance A plus B, which I'm showcasing right here, and it's like a horizontal attack that puts you into a animation, a hit animation, grab animation, and it hits people that are sidestepping, but it's kind of on the slow side, so it can whiff sometimes, so just be careful about using that move. Then you have Avenger stance B plus K, and Avenger stance B plus K is a break attack and is very, very good, especially in the situation I showcased you earlier, where you do A plus B, Avenger stance cancel into B plus K if you feel like your opponent is going to GI. It's very, very good. And like I said, in situations like this, it's very, very good when your opponent tries to GI after you have a break attack in the stance. So it's really, 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 really good to have that. So moves that put you into Avenger stance. You have forward BB and you hold forward. What am I showing? Then you have forward A and you hold forward, and that puts you to Avenger stance as well. You have back A and you hold forward, and that puts you to Avenger stance as well.
No.
Then you have forward A plus B and you hold forward, and that puts you to Avenger stance as well. You have up A plus B and you hold forward, and that puts you to Avenger stance as well. You have forward B plus K, and that automatically puts you into Avenger stance. You have full forward B plus K, and you hold forward, and that automatically puts you into Avenger stance as well. You have some Wild Rising moves. You have Wild Rising A, and you hold forward, and puts you to Avenger stance. And you have Wild Rising B, and you hold forward, and it puts you to Avenger stance as well. And you also have A plus B, and you hold forward, and that puts you into Avenger stance as well. So now, moving on, we're going to talk about some meter situations of Groh. And this is Groh's critical edge, and it costs 1 bar meter just like everybody else's, and it's pretty decent, cool looking. It does a good amount of damage. Now, next thing we're going to be talking about where Groh is his soul charge technique and what he can do in soul charge and so on and so forth. So get ready. So Groh gets a couple of new additions in soul charge when it comes to extensions to his moves and so on and so forth, and you get a couple new properties and so on and so forth. So in soul charge, the Avenger stance has some mobility when you press forward or back. When you have Avenger stance up, you get a teleport. When you press forward, you go forward into a teleport, and when you press back, you teleport behind your opponent. Then he gets access to new moves in Avenger stance. These are forward. All these moves are done by pressing forward in Avenger stance. So the move you see when he teleported is spinning in the air. That is forward B in Avenger stance. Then that kick you just saw is forward kick in Avenger stance, and he has a break attack in Avenger stance as well, and you do that by pressing forward A in Avenger stance. Now, he also gets extensions in Avenger stance from certain moves. His down back A gets a extension, which you just saw is down back AK, and he gets a extension, and that's very, very big in soul charge mode for him. And then his down forward BB gets an extension as well from his launcher. So this is a very good mix-up because these are both natural hit combos, and one's a mid and one's a low, and they both do very, very good amount of damage. So, yeah. So, he also get extensions from his forward A. His forward A gets an extension. His... What move is that? Alright, so his full forward AA, and then you hold forward, you could transition there from as well into Avenger stance. His back B plus K, if you hold forward, and transitions into Avenger stance as well, as you can see. And if it hits, you can get a combo, just like so. With the K teleporting move. Moving on from there. No, I'm still showcasing that. Alright, so moving on from there, alright, so his down BB, his down back BB gets a Avenger Stance extension as well in Soul Charge. And if this move was to hit counter hit, you could combo into it into your teleporting K move. Just like so. And if you want to like go for like some guard shenanigans, so on and so forth, you could teleport into the A. So he also gets an extension from his back B. You press back B and forward, and then he could do some teleporting stuff from there as well. And he doesn't really get much off of this one. Then which one is that? Trying to think. So his back A gets an Avenger Stance transition as well from Soul Charge, and you go into whatever you want. His back A plus B also gets a Avenger Stance transition as well, and if this move was to hit, just like so, you could follow up into it from your B into your 4B, and then you get a good chunk of damage. Also, his down A plus B gets more range, and I believe it does more damage. But if it doesn't do more damage, it definitely gets a little bit more range. So that is good as well. And another thing about the stances and Soul Charge and so forth, you gotta be careful, because if you want to go for your regular Avenger stuff, you cannot be holding forward as you do this stuff, because if you hold forward, you're going to get either one of the teleporting moves. So if you want to go into your regular stuff, you gotta just have your fingers on no of the directional inputs at all, and then just press the button regular. And if you want your teleport mix-ups, then you press forward and so on and so forth. But yeah, right now I'm just showcasing some basic combos and give you some ideas what to do with Groh, and I'll be back by the end of this segment. So enjoy.
A storm's coming. No mercy! A storm's coming!
So this setup right here is more of a tech trap. So basically, you could, if you end up hitting this combo, you could do this, right? And if your opponent was to use Kemi in any type of way at all, they cannot avoid this. You cannot go down and guard in time. You cannot block crouch in time to avoid this setup if they was use Kemi at all. So this become a true combo. But if they don't use Kemi, then you just hit with the down back A, and then that's that. So moving on, we're gonna be talking about his lethal hits and what situation occurred or triggers the lethal hits, so on and so forth. So I'm just gonna show it through the move list. So Back B is his first lethal hit, and you get this lethal hit by hitting your opponent in the back with back B. And then as you see, he has an Avenger stance transition and Soul Charge. So yeah. So then this lethal hit is just by doing A plus B during the opponent reversal edge or GI. And yeah, this one is due by you press forward A plus B, and you do that one by hitting your opponent with the counter hit. That one's pretty doable. This one is done by breaking your opponent's guard attack and then hitting them with Avenger Stance A. This is also done by doing breaking your opponent on reversal edge or critical edge. That lethal hit is done by parrying one of your opponent's attacks. This lethal hit is done by Sidestep B. You parry, you sidestep an attack that your opponent with. That's a vertical, a strong vertical. That lethal hit is due by missing it says light attack, so I guess that would be a horizontal attack. So if you was to end up jumping over a horizontal attack, you hit them with that. This lethal hit is by the second hit of the second phase, and you win of the reversal edge, and you win by A. This is by the second phase, and you win the reversal edge, and you win by B. And it also showcases that there is a stance transition as well. So yeah. And this lethal hit is by winning the second phase of reversal edge with K. And you get this lethal hit. So yeah. So that's pretty much all the lethal hits. Now I'm going to show you what his reversal edge options look like. So this reversal edge option is what happens when you win with A. This reversal edge option is what happens when you win with B. And this reversal edge option is what happens when you win with K. And K is his launcher. I'm also showcasing that the B version has a transition when you hold forward. So yeah. And then this reversal edge option is the K option. And this option gives you the launcher. So keep that in mind. So that's pretty much the end of the road of this video. SoulCalibur 6, what to do with Groh. Hopefully you was able to enjoy the video. And if you was able to enjoy the video and learn something new, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. So this is my first time using the PC to edit my videos. Let me know how it went. Did it go okay? Should I just stick to Share Factory? So on and so forth. Because this is new to me. So I got to get used to it. But let me know. So like always, people, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell to get alerted every single time I drop a new vid for y'all. Because I'm dropping content on fighting games like SoulCalibur Fighters all the time. So make sure you go do that to get notified every time I drop something new. Also, you want to help support my channel in any type of way at all, make sure to check the description box to go do so. But like always, people, have a nice day. Peace.